Use of native carrier pigeons in Africa. Historical practice. The use of carrier pigeons has a long history, and in Africa, native carrier pigeons played a crucial role in communication during various periods. African geographic advantage. The varied and often challenging terrains of Africa made traditional forms of communication, like messenger pigeons, highly practical. Speed and reliability. Carrier pigeons were valued for their speed and reliability in delivering messages across long distances, especially in regions where other communication means were limited. Cultural integration. The use of carrier pigeons became culturally integrated into certain African communities, with specific breeds being selectively bred for their communication abilities. Versatility in environments. Native carrier pigeons demonstrated versatility in adapting to different environments, from deserts to dense forests, making them valuable in diverse landscapes. Communication during conflicts. During periods of conflict, such as tribal wars or resistance against colonial powers, carrier pigeons provided a secure means of communication. Resistance movements. In some cases, native carrier pigeons were employed by resistance movements to share information about troop movements, strategies, and other critical intelligence. Colonial era. During the colonial era, African communities often utilized carrier pigeons to communicate across territories, avoiding interception by colonial forces. Cultural significance. Carrier pigeons held cultural significance, with certain communities incorporating them into rituals and ceremonies as symbols of communication and freedom. Training practices. Native carrier pigeons were trained through specific practices, involving familiarizing them with particular locations and creating a strong bond with their trainers. Homing instinct. Pigeons' natural homing instinct was harnessed, allowing them to navigate back to their home base even when released in unfamiliar locations. Relay system. In some instances, a relay system of carrier pigeons was established, where multiple pigeons were stationed at different points to create an efficient communication network. Intelligence gathering. Native carrier pigeons contributed to intelligence gathering, aiding communities in staying informed about external threats and opportunities. Symbol of resistance. The use of carrier pigeons became a symbol of resistance and resilience for communities facing external pressures or conflicts. Post-colonial period. Even after the colonial period, some communities continued to use carrier pigeons as a means of communication, adapting the practice to modern challenges. Crisis communication. Carrier pigeons were particularly useful in crisis situations, allowing rapid communication when conventional means were disrupted. Local breeds. The selection and breeding of local pigeon breeds with desirable traits for communication purposes were common practices. Logistical advantage. Carrier pigeons provided a logistical advantage in areas where infrastructure was underdeveloped or unreliable. Endurance and stamina. Native carrier pigeons were admired for their endurance and stamina, flying for long distances without losing their ability to return home. Record keeping. Some communities developed methods of record keeping through carrier pigeons, using distinctive markings or messages to convey specific information. Cultural heritage. The tradition of using carrier pigeons became part of the cultural heritage of certain African communities, passing down through generations. Post-apartheid era. In more recent times, carrier pigeons have been used symbolically in post-apartheid South Africa to celebrate freedom and unity. Conservation efforts. Conservation initiatives have been established to protect and preserve native pigeon breeds that hold historical significance. Educational programs. Efforts to educate communities about the historical importance of carrier pigeons contribute to the preservation of this cultural practice. Modern technology integration. While carrier pigeons remain a cultural symbol, modern technology has largely replaced them in practical communication, but their historical significance endures.